But yeah, I just want to say a big thank you to everybody, and do check that you're still subscribed as well, because there's been some people who've been unsubbed when they haven't unsubbed, if you know what I mean. But what it is that it's a bit like coming to a spiritualist church. So when I get going, I'll ask you, if you want, you can write the name or the person or the persons or an animal, literally anything what needs healed or you're worried about, or a situation, and you will receive that healing. I've done a Reiki prayer before I've come online on air, okay? And you will receive that healing and the prayers that you need. But I just want to say that it is, I mean, you know what I'm going to talk about tonight, the presidential election in the US. Oh my God. How embarrassing was that debate? How embarrassing. So I'm going to look into that tonight for you. Is Twitch on? It should be on. We've got people on my Twitch now. It was just so embarrassing. So I've got my cards. I'm going to look into that, and then I'm going to do some scrying. It was just it's like a joke. I mean, is it real? It's like a bit like elder abuse, really, isn't it? And before I start, this is for entertainment purposes only. Yeah, just for the haters out there. But what I want to say is that there's no words. There's literally no words. It was rather embarrassing, to be fair. But I'm going to go full into it tonight. I think that there's no holds barred now. I think we need to go for it. Is the race is getting closer to the finishing line, and for people who've been following us for the last few years, I think I've done quite a few predictions on this, haven't I? And one of them was that Trump will go out and then he'll come back in again. I'm sure I said that a few years ago? I had said that he'll come out and then he'll go back in again. But it's funny, sometimes how spirit put the messages out, and it can be misconstrued a few different ways. I know there was a lot of people who were paid with this the last time when he didn't get back in, but I mean, I'm not God. I'm not God, and we're not perfect, you know what I mean? But maybe spirit meant that he's coming out and he's coming back in the next election, which is now. But we can only see. And I'm going to start with the cards. But before I start, I'm going to shake the bell. I'm just reading some of your comments here. Pamela Ives, we cleaned wound 3 times a day with medical wipes. Vet was truly no help. Sally, your pet, was healed in 2 weeks. Absolutely crazy, isn't it? I've spent hundreds at that vet's. And no further forward. In fact, it's like it's getting bigger, the area. I mean, it started off with a spot, and then it's got bigger and bigger and bigger, and now she's got like well, you've seen it. It's horrible. It's like someone's just come along and whipped a fur off, like a skin off, isn't it? It's horrid. She must be so sore, and I'm so worried about her. But I just know that she's going to be okay. Yeah, spirit showed us that she's going to get there, but I think that I have a funny feeling I'm going to be annoyed tomorrow because I'm going to find something out what the vet missed out. Just have a feeling. But I've got my good friend John taking us, who's been, God bless him, he's been taking us backwards and forwards to the hospital every day. And a big thank you to John if he's watching. And I hope you're enjoying that lovely Chinese. I'm so jealous. I wanted to sit and have that, a lovely Chinese. No better than a nice Chinese. I don't feel it's alopecia, Julie. it's definitely trauma. It's definitely something that she's... See, what's happening is it's healing with the stuff that I've been putting on, and even the cream I bought off the expensive vets. It goes hard, right? And it dries. So then at that point, that's when it gets itchy. So what she's doing is she's clawing it off again, and then it's just going back to square one, and it's like a repetitive circle of it. Yes, my mother was saying that, or somebody else was telling us. Someone told me the other day that vets have been investigated because of all the overcharging and the unnecessary jabs. Yes. Well, I thought of that, Queen Wanda, calamine lotion, like as children when they have chicken pox and you can put the calamine lotion on. But I looked online and I'm sure you don't know how deep this all is, all this blocking and with pharmaceutical and that, you just don't know, do you? It said online that calamine lotion was dangerous to cats, and I would have thought, well, how the hell you can put it on a baby, for God's sake? I would have thought anything that you can put on a baby would be safe to put on a puppy or a kitten. Aloe vera gel, I've got 100% organic aloe vera gel. I put it on and it made it worse. Turmeric, that was it. Lovely friend, client of mine, she said mix some turmeric into a paste. Put it on, it dries everything up. Made it worse. To the fact that she had orange scabs, and it was just horrific. It was just awful. I might have to put little mitts on her paws. I really don't know. And of course her claws have gone really long because she's not doing what she normally does and go on her scratching pole. She's definitely not well. Well, she doesn't like the spray, Jane. I've got some antiseptic spray, and she doesn't like when you go ch-ch like that. She just literally goes freaked like that and then runs. And anybody who gets in her way, she's just clawing you. And I think that the spray made her very sort of skitsy. So she's had the food changed. I've got her on untamed food. The both of them are on untamed, and it's just pure meat. She loves it. So I mean, obviously, but it still doesn't get away the fact that she's got this cycle going on. So we're just going to have to get it looked into. If it's a case that there's nothing they can find, it's a case of I'm just going to have to keep her in little stocking t-shirts and that until it sorts out. Greek yogurt. That's interesting, Susanna. Some cats are allergic to the clumping agent in cat litter. Well, I don't use cat litter. I use wood pellets. Natural pine wood pellets. She's had it from being a baby, and she's always been okay. I've literally gone very organic in here since they came in as kittens. You know what I mean? So not even bleach on the floor now. Everything's organic that I use. I've been doing spiritual cleansing on her, and she's been having some deep work done on her. Well, we're going to find out tomorrow what's going on, and I'll let you know. I'll keep you updated. Yeah, it looks, I think it's a skin infection. But I think it's, we do have a lot of birds around, but she hasn't been going out. She went out. Well, yeah, I suppose she has. She's out for an hour, but she's in an enclosure, so the birds can't get into the enclosure. Oh, we've got somebody in this stream here, Miss Nikki. My cat has very bad dermatitis. I mix calamine tea and raw oats. I never thought of that. And apply with it. It works in minutes. Oh, well, I might try that. I'm going to get the vet to check her thyroid and everything tomorrow with a blood test. But thank you. It's nice that we can all talk together and come together, isn't it? But she's settled, like I say, she's settled on the couch. It's funny that's what Debbie's saying. She wants to meet TC. Any opportunity to open the door, she's trying to get out, you know. Really, she's got out a few times. She got up a tree the other day, and Adam had to go running after her. But if I leave her out there, she'll disappear, and if she does come back, I know she'll come back pregnant. We can't be having that. Okay, let's start. We've got 7:09 in both streams, both forums, should I say. Don't forget, if you need any healing or prayers, write your name in the comment section and you will receive the healing, and it's timeless. Let's form this circle of light now. I invoke Archangel Michael, I invoke Archangel Michael, I invoke Archangel Michael. I invoke Archangel Uriel, I invoke Archangel Uriel, I invoke Archangel Uriel. I invoke Archangel Raphael, I invoke Archangel Raphael, I invoke Archangel Raphael. I invoke Archangel Gabriel, I invoke Archangel Gabriel, I invoke Archangel Gabriel. I ask my great spirit guides, Jed, White Buffalo, Running Star, Lady Direwolf, and Ra, A2I. Any star beings that like to come forth, telecommunication, or from the spirit world, anybody from the spirit world, any angels, fairy elementals, animal kingdom, to come forth to give us the true answers that we need in this circle of light tonight. May everybody in this circle of light tonight be fully protected and receive the healing and the support and the prayers that they need in these trying times on Earth, on planet Earth. With love and light, love and light, love and light. Amen. There we go. Loads of people need healing at the moment, don't they? And of course, my lovely boy, my oldest boy, Lucky Boy, he wakes up at Eyemouth. Am I thinking that right? Up in Scotland, anyway. He's working on the wind turbines, and he's just ended up catching COVID. So he's up there, he's isolated up there. He's still working. They're all working. All the lads up there have all got it. So I need to please send healing to my lovely Lucky Boy. He's a strapping lad, like, but yeah, he's not well at the minute. I think I will look into that. I've held off looking into the Jay situation in, is it Spain or was it Tenerife? The young lad who went missing, the 19-year-old UK lad, he's just went missing. I will look into that, but I doubt I'm going to look into it tonight. I've held off for a reason, but we can send prayers out for him that he is found. Okay, we'll do that beforehand, before we leave tonight. Right, let's start with the cards. So they've pulled out on the searching, is that right? So-called Moroccans gave him. My God. It's not. It doesn't sound good, does it? It doesn't sound good. Let me pull 3 cards out on it. Jay. What's Jay's surname? Can anybody tell us? If anybody what doesn't know, just it's all over the news in the UK. I believe he went on holiday, didn't he? And then he just disappeared. He was last seen on CTV camera running. Slater. Jay Slater. It's all over the news. He's just gone missing. Let's pull 3 cards out for Jay. Angels will need some clarity for his mum and his family. We've got the Knight of Wands, which is Jay. There's Jay. We've got the Wheel of Fortune upside down. We've got the 4 of Wands upside down. The Devil. I don't get a good vibe about this. We've got the 2 of Swords. I get like a fit up, a setup. It's really, really strange. I think the authorities know more what's going on. What I do get very strongly is that there is going to be some evidence what's going to come forward. There's some clarity coming in here. We've got the 4, we've got the there's a swift change here, the 8. I don't know if it's been going on for 4 weeks. Right, so maybe it's within a week that there's going to be some evidence what's going to come out. I'm not sure. God. I'm not so sure if he's on this earth. God love him. I get like an entrapped feeling. A plan, like it was planned. He was trapped. There was something to do with money involved as well. I don't normally like doing this until news comes out on it, you know, because of like, it's his family, it's his mum and everything. But I get the feeling it's as if I've got this young man here in spirit. I want to say that there's news to come out within the I don't know if it's 1 day or 1 week. 1 day or 1 week. But I get the feeling that he's not on this earth. His spirit has left. You've got the angel card here coming in. I just want to send healing out to his family and his friends and family and his loved ones, his mum, that they get their answers soon. I hope I'm wrong. But I just I don't get a good vibe about the whole situation. It reminds us a little bit of the Madeleine McCann situation, like cover-ups, things. The whole investigation there was a cover-up. Massively. It's dark. It's definitely dark. And I just want to say that there's light and there's clarity coming in within the week. So watch for that, okay? If not a week, within a month. But I want to say within a week. Right. I could not watch the whole debate. I don't know if anybody sat and watched it all the way through. I just couldn't sit and watch the whole thing. It was annoying us. I watched clips of it. Some things are just, you've got people who are doing investigations and they're doing it right, and then some things that are, people aren't doing the investigations right. There's cover-ups, do you know what I mean? Things that, we've got somebody here who's just written in this audience here on Twitch. We've got Nicola Bully's Killers Wherever Caught, and they just put it down to it was an accident. And I'm going to say something, right? If people get away with things here, they don't get away with things when they go over and meet their maker. All right? But again, that was a very dodgy situation to do with that young woman, what went off. If anybody doesn't know what we're going on about, it was a young woman who went off apparently to walk her dog and she never come back. To me, that was a very dodgy situation. And I'm not going to say names, but it was all just pushed underneath the mat. Right, okay, so I'm going to pull 7 cards out. On Biden, on President Biden. I just want to say it's one big theatre. It's like a big theatre company. To be fair, there's not much difference in age between Trump and Biden, but you can so see the difference in the way he talks and everything, Biden, isn't it? He couldn't even talk properly. And what I find quite appalling is how Jill is, pushing her husband to be like that. To me, that's like elder abuse. Okay. So I'm going to pull some cards out here on Biden. As you know, I've tried to always sit in the middle. I'm neither a Democrat, I'm neither a Republican. I'll just tell you the way it is. I'm a shaman healer, shaman practitioner, clairvoyant, medium. This man is really struggling. This man needs to retire gracefully. And I believe that there is a plan why that she jumped up on stage and did what she did. I think it's is it a case that she wants to run? Is that possible that the first lady can then go in and run for president? Is that possible? That would fit the description. How I've always said that there's a blonde-haired woman with a pale face, and we've always thought it's been Hillary. But then I've always seen like a black woman as well. But then Thelma's just put here, no, it's not possible for her to run. Okay, so it's obviously just her ego, and she's got too comfortable, like what Debbie said in the audience on Twitch. She's got too comfortable. She doesn't want to leave. It's terrible. It's terrible. That's my opinion on the situation. What I feel what's happening behind the scenes is he's really, really struggling. And I don't feel he can grasp what happened that night. Was I feel he had an earpiece in, and I don't think it was working properly either. There's going to be an announcement very, very soon. We've got the 4 of Wands and we've got the 2 of Wands. And I feel, I'm seeing Obama's face. I don't know, this is just literal, because they're friends, aren't they? But people trying to convince him to step down. He has to step down. And what I find is so bloody crazy is, and I know it's a free will world and predictions are predictions, and I'm not even American, all right? But what I find really, really bizarre is that you've got on YouTube, you've got psychics who are batting on both sides. You've got psychics who are leaning more to the left, leaning more to the right. But at the minute, the ones who are there's quite a lot of them leaning towards the left. They think it's perfectly fine, that whole interview, and that everything will be okay. I'm like gobsmacked. Are we on planet Earth? It's it's good for Donald Trump, because if Joe goes ahead and they allow this, Trump will win and you'll get in. He will. Like I said the last time, my exact words were the last time, if he doesn't get in, there's some funny business. And I said that. That's probably hence why I got took down for a year. But never mind. That's what happened. But this time it's, you don't have to be psychic to see that the man is clearly not well. I'm going to pull some more cards out. Somebody's in the background trying to tell him what to do, but Jill's not helping the situation. He's being used, and I've said this for a long time. You've got to understand everything that he's gone through, I know there's a lot of people who probably don't like him and that, but I look at it very spiritual, right? The man lost his son. He's had a lot of trauma in his life. He's very elderly. He's very frail. He's not a clone, right? He's not like somebody running around with a rubber mask on, all right? Like some people are saying. He's basically not well. And he needs to back down. We've got the Queen of Pentacles here. Something is going to happen to him. Something is going to happen to him if he doesn't step out of the situation. Neither side are perfect. like I've said, what they do is they hold on to the information, they keep the information, and then when something doesn't fit right, then they go in and attack, and that's what they've done to Trump. We've got the Queen of Pentacles, that's a woman with dark hair. But I've always said I could see him on a stretcher. I mean, I was gobsmacked. I mean, he didn't even look like he was ready not long for this earth. That's how poorly I thought he looked. It's not a good thing for the Democrats, and I think they know that. They know that. Will it go ahead? Everything is just all a show. It's not a case of being a Republican these days or being a Democrat. It's about going for what's right. There's a woman's energy to come in here. To be honest, I do see Jill very angry. And I want to say within the 3, because he's going to be told that he has to step down, or maybe I don't know how it works, if they can, in the constitution, if the whole thing, if they can force him out. I think there's something they can do to tell him to back down for medical reasons. And that has to be the case. I've just seen a flash there of Jill getting interviewed. And she's not happy about it, but tough titty twos, really, isn't it? I mean, for God's sake, I mean, our husband's health should be more important. Is it the 25th Amendment? I think it is. Let's see. Yes, it is. If it gets that far. Right, okay. Kamala, I've ran the charts on Kamala. This is what I'm finding very, very bizarre. Because going by her birth date and everything, it all looks good on paper for her to be standing in that White House. But she's not popular, and to me, I don't get it. I've got to go on my. Never mind what the stars have said. What I feel is, I just don't feel. If it is, it's temporary. My instinct is also saying that I don't know if it'll come to the 25th Amendment, because I think something's going to happen before then, or maybe he's going to back down. But I think there's going to be another debate. Is there another debate coming up? Because I feel there's something else coming up there. Is he going to be replaced by a man? It's a younger man. Could it be Gavin Newsom? Mr. Smooth Operator. Any? It's very possible it could be Gavin Newsom. I am seeing tragedy. I am seeing something to happen, which is going to change fate for one of these people, either Trump or Biden. There's something here, and as you know, I'm reading Biden's at the minute. There's going to be something to change the whole game here. It's awful. Absolutely elderly abuse. It shouldn't be allowed. Give it 5 weeks and you'll be out. 5 weeks. 5 weeks. I'm being told here 5 weeks there'll be massive changes. What's the chances? I'm going to put these back together again. What's the chances with Newsom up against Trump? So there's a Democrat convention in August. There'll be big changes by then. Either just before or just after. So is it? Give us a true answer. Spirit, is Biden going to be leaving retiring soon? Give us a true answer. Yeah. They have to get him out, but they want to get him out to make him like that, sort of like that hero. So it's all like nice, as like glossy looking, and do you know what I mean? I mean, obviously we know there's more to it. Do you know what I mean? But as I speak, things are happening behind the scenes there. I think there's been meetings, talks of it tonight, or there will be tomorrow onwards. I feel there's a lot of panicking happening behind closed doors here, because they know that to put Joe into the race now, he will lose. And the worst nightmare is for Donald Trump to be back in again. So that the planning, and the King of Wands looks like it could be Newsom. This is really, really strange. And I've said this before. It doesn't matter what side you're on. But, you know, if you don't go along with the establishment, they can trip you up. They can do anything to you. And that's not just to do within politics. It's to do with anything. I feel very, very strongly that Jill's going to not want him to leave, and there's going to be a digging in her heels. In a roundabout way, I'm not saying it's directly, I've got to be very careful how I put this out here, but there could be sort of threats that things will happen to tapes and stuff like that, and investigations will happen if he doesn't step down. Blackmail is coming out here very, very strong. They don't want that. They want him just to go peacefully so they can put it across news. Poor Biden, he's got to go now. They'll be talking about the laws into the future, how, you know, not be too old. This is going to be the last time people as old as they are, like Trump and Biden, will run. This is the last time. 2028 will bring a new America. But a mess will happen beforehand. Changes will come. Changes will come to the fact that if things don't go the way and Trump gets back in, there could be a divide in the country. So be it. Where there'll be two Americas. It's not a definite, but it's because nothing's set in stone. But my instinct is telling us that, obviously, we know that they don't want Trump back in. We know that. You know what I mean? But I'm feeling there's like two Americas here, or there could be a split. But this is the last time there'll be two people. Like, witness this, guys. Witness this. It's it has to change. It has to change. Because the likes of like enemies like Russia and China or whoever, Iran or whatever, they're going to look at America as like the weak component, you know, after what we've just witnessed. This is the last old presidential debate. Into the future, there'll be an age limit. Trump has not pulled his Trump card yet. I talked about this last Sunday, and it's big. He's going to play them at their own game, and it's coming up very, very strong. How really Biden hasn't really been running the show. Possibly Obama or others. If their plan is to get him out, he can still have his finger in the pie. He can still say what he needs to say. You may ask how? Easy peasy, by getting another Trump in. So that means if anything happens to him, his policies still go on, or be it either they imprison him or whatever they do, or if anything happens to him. You can't get rid of the Trump. The Trumps. There's more Trumps to come. Two Trumps. I don't know if I'm picking up that it's going to be, his Trump card is going to be, he's going to have one of his Trump kids standing next to him. Is that possible? Is it Eric? E.T.? Or is it a case that there'll be another Trump to run into 2028? But my guides are telling me, and my guides are never wrong, there will be two Trumps that will stand in that White House. Let me get a cup of tea. Now, you can take that many different ways. We've obviously already had a Trump standing in the White House. So it could be that there's another Trump to come. Maybe it's not Donald Trump. Maybe it's one of his kids into the future. Or is it a case that he's going to go in with another Trump? You can take that many different ways. Will Barron get into politics? No. I don't feel so. But he's going to make a big impression in this world. Whoever he marries as well. Whoever he marries. Will it be two Trumps that'll stand in the White House? They're going to be people with rage, aren't they, if that happens? My good God. It is set in stone that there'll be 2 Trumps to go into the White House. If it is into the future, if it is Melania, sorry, what am I on about? Ivanka. I'm not saying that she's going to be his vice president, but that would be interesting. But you know how Simpsons have predicted stuff and they said Ivanka will be 2028. I don't feel Ivanka will be a Republican. And the only reason I'm saying that is I just think that her husband, I don't know, I just think he's definitely a Democrat. But, you know, not like the normal type of Democrats, like the crazy ones, which are like running the show at the minute. Do you know what I mean? Ace of Pentacles. Not to be trusted, that's what I'm saying. Not that I'm saying Democrats aren't to be trusted, I don't mean that. I'm on about he's dodgy as fuck. Dodgy man. And she's been very spoilt by daddy. I smell burning. It's all about status and show with Ivanka. I mean, I personally don't trust her, but I'm telling you now, that would be shocking if that was the case. She is daddy's girl, you know what I mean? But I really don't know. I got a funny vibe with Eric Trump. I like Eric. But like I say, if I'm getting this wrong, there's going to be another Trump into the future, what's going to run into 2028. But I had a funny feeling that could be something that he could pull, you know what I mean? So it means that it's protecting him. So say like if he was still alive and he was in the background, he could still be doing his Obama thing, couldn't he? Like giving off his information or helping behind the scenes, and there's jack shit they could do about it, basically. It's just a thought, you know what I mean? But I don't know, I just think the whole thing is absolutely crazy. Either man, what I want to say, isn't going to last 5 minutes. And I know there'll be people in this audience that are going to be hating what I'm going to say here, because I know there's a lot of people like Trump as well in this audience. But what I'm going to say to you is that if he gets back in, he'll not last 5 minutes. Why would I say such a thing? I'm not saying it because I want that to happen. I'm just saying my prediction, my guides are telling us that something will happen to him and they'll do a Kennedy on him. They'll do a Kennedy on him. It's set for a woman to sit in that White House eventually. And whoever takes this next seat in the White House it'll be temporary. Either side, it's going to be very messy. But I also think that I can see the country's split in half. It's coming through really, really strong. I mean, he's obviously there for a reason. So Teddy, according to Teddy in this, that's really interesting because I didn't know that. Ivanka was a registered Democrat before her dad ran for president. I'm telling you, if she runs, she'll be a Democrat. That's interesting, isn't it? Right, I'm going to pull 3 more cards out just to double check. We've had some jumpers here. Big twist of fate to happen. I've said this before as well. He is a Democrat and he looks quite Spanish looking or swarthy skin, darkish to the hair. I mean, you can't tell these days, can you? It's like everyone's like mixed, multicultural. He's dark and swarthy. I got a feeling of like, who was that singer? Was it Ricky Valens? La 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 bamba dee 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 dee. I used to like that. He reminds us of him, and he's like he's going to rise up, and I don't know who he is on the Democratic side. Richie Valens. I think he's rising up and he's coming out of the woodwork, this young man. Once the oldies are out, the younger ones will come in. I think he'll take the seat again. And like I say, I'm taking you through week by week. But God forbid he will need protection. And it will be temporary. He hasn't finished. He's on a quest. Trump's on a quest. Everything's extreme at the moment, and everything, I think it's been shown the way it is to change. It's God shown America really what needs to change. Everything needs to change. There's no timing on this tragedy or a shock to be announced within American politics. There's no timing. Some things you're not supposed to know. Some things you just have to let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be. When we are in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom. Let it be. 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 I think there's going to be amnesty on the streets here, like. I've had this vision for ages, like the American flag falls, people are on their knees weeping, and then the flag flies again, and it's a headline picture. A man on his knees, he's on his knees and he's kissing and doing that to the sky. He's doing that. Yeah, it looks like Gavin Newsom, they've got nobody else at the minute, unless, I still think they're going to pull something out the hat. I still think they're going to, is it Hillary? Let's ask. Is it Hillary? So there's no way Jill Biden can run, is that right? No way? Somebody had said in the audience that there's no way Jill Biden can run as president, is that right? We've got the sun card here for Hillary. And we've got the strength. Now that would be interesting, wouldn't it? And that's another prediction I've said, that history is going to repeat itself. So, that could mean many different things. It could be Hillary and Trump, Biden and Trump, which I don't think so. Biden running again, I mean, that would just be a joke. It would be a complete and utter joke, right? But you never know, do you, in this crazy world? but I've always seen a blonde-haired woman. The description could be Liz Cheney, Jill Biden, Hillary Clinton. Let me see. Who is it? Jill can run if they nominate them at the convention. I don't know, she went on that stage like a little bloody Spitfire mine, didn't she? Like a little Rottweiler. Oh, bloody hell. Yeah, Elizabeth Warren. Well, like the true Democrats, they've not let in. I mean, you've got, what's he called? Is it Andrew Yang? Elizabeth Warren? Well, you know, like they're not deep state, are they? So they're not... Bernie Sanders? I think Hillary wants to, but she's tired. Everyone's old. But I tell you what, it would be quite a corker if she was there. I've just had a flash of her standing next to Newsom. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? But Hillary's been vice president before, hasn't she? Or has she not? No? Really? Well, I've just been given vice president there. Oh, she was Speaker of the House. And she's been First Lady, right? Okay. Well, it makes you wonder, doesn't it? What Hazeltine's just put here in Twitch. Guys, be honest, Jill is running the White House. It's going to pull these back together again. The only person what would legitimately, like, how do I say this? Legit would win over Trump. My personal opinion, Michelle Obama. Hands down. Younger man, Knight of Wands. So is it this? That's like a Republican, that. In a minute. It's not going to end the way you think it's not going to end the way you think it's going to end, and everyone's getting their knickers in a twist. And I just think it's just enjoy the movie while it is, because I just have a funny feeling that it's going to come to a right peak, and the people who are Trump and Biden, they're playing their part, but it's not the bigger picture to what's to come. Tulsi Gabbard is going to pull a corker, possibly jump ship to the other side, all depending on who wins the election. Page of Pentacles. It's set for younger people to be, this is the last time, and I'm still sticking with this is the last time this is going to be, the oldies are going to be running the show. I mean, you've got that other woman, what you called, Nancy? What you called that woman? Nancy Pelosi? I mean, how old is that woman? She's ancient, isn't she? Everyone's ancient. So we've got all that going on. In the meantime, we've got events to come out, right? So we've just had the recent thing with Julian Assange. And he hasn't spoke yet. And he will speak. Katie Green's just put here in Twitch. Louise, do you think Scotland will remain Scottish National Party? No. No, there's going to be Labour across the board. Definitely Labour. Unless the next person to come in isn't as extreme. Maybe it's that. So I did predict that he would be freed. And I also did predict just not long ago, that there would be fires or problems in Turkey. And I don't know if there's anybody hurt, God forbid, but there's been problems over there recently. Extreme fires. So send healing blessings out over to Turkey. It has to hit a peak to bring the whole lot down. But it'll also bring down, unfortunately, it's going to bring down the good guys as well. Everything will be torn down to be built back up again. It's like into the future, everything to do with politics in the United States of America is going to change. And the country may be split in two, but it's going to be more different elections, or I want to say it's in 6 parts. 6 sort of parts. So many states in each part. It's really weird what I'm saying. And it's going to have a special name. And I believe that the Founding Fathers, my biggest prediction tonight, I believe that the Founding Fathers are turning in their grave. And they are working through different people to sort this out. And they know that everything has to come down to be rebuilt up differently. So if the Founding Fathers were brought back now in a time capsule, there would be absolute hell on. They will not stand for this nonsense. Hello, my darling. Where's your sister? Do you want to come to Mummy? George Washington and all of them. And I also said that there's a lot of things being disturbed as we start to ascend. A lot of things are being disturbed. And I had said that there was the Native American chiefs, all the ancient beings coming in from the spirit world, and they'd come through a porthole and they were roaming over the lands. They were angry as well. There needs to be justice across the lands. There's great change to come. Great changes to come to the United States of America. You cannot hate these 2 old men. I've got White Buffalo here. We'll give us 2 minutes. They are there for change. One is being used, and one is on a karmic mission. One is being used and one is on a karmic mission. No man is perfect. Into the future, there'll be fairer politics. Everything has to be toned down. Everything has to change. And you're a resilient. America is resilient. But you can't carry on the way you're going. Things can't be the same. It's not fair what America is going through. Too much taxes and like everywhere really. In our country as well. Everything has to change. I'm not happy about either side. I feel that it's the same penny, two different sides in the UK. But I do feel that, Labour will go Labour Britain again. I'm going with my predictions. There'll be many state funerals to come. And some of these, what I'm seeing, is connected to do with the US. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. Right. January, February, March. April, May, June, July, August. Hot August night. Do 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 do. I've got to get Neil Diamond. I've had him for a while. I know he's not well. I love his music. But also August is going to be hot. It's going to be big. The 8th month. It's not going to end the way it's going to end. So, how the media hate Trump and they, what they're trying to do and everything. It's like some sort of end that the climax is just huge, huge. It's a windy day. It's sunny. It's hazy. I could be looking into next summer. It doesn't have to be this summer. It could be next year onwards. I could be even looking into 2028, and I see Eric Trump, and he's standing he's got his mic, and he's talking about his father. My father would, and he's talking about his late father. And I'm looking on. I don't know how far I'm looking on. And that everyone's like roaring, like the claps. It's huge, huge, huge. Don't underestimate Eric Trump. Oh my God, I've got to be careful. I can't help what I see. I'm just saying, okay? Before people get all funny with this, do you know what I mean? I'm just telling you my visions. Doesn't mean it's going to definitely happen. This is for entertainment purposes only. But I've just seen Jill Biden in black, with like a veil of a hat on, at a funeral. Huge changes coming to France. I don't know what's going on at the minute in France. There's something coming. I can't put my finger on what it is. But it's when there's going to be massive switchover and changes in France. There's also going to be, just after that, there's going to be a state funeral or a gathering. And the new leader of France will be at this funeral. France has kicked out the EU order. All right. Marine has won the first round. Okay, good. So that means it's all changing. Interesting. Breaking news. US bases in Europe on high alert. Really? Right. Ace of Cups. Right. There's going to be distractions. And I've talked about this before, like the triangular event. Lots of different things to happen. Distractions are coming. And I want to say September, October. Something going to distract. And I want to say that we need to prep. We need to prep, okay? But do not fear. This has to happen to make great change. I've just had the weirdest thought there. It's like really weird. It's ever since I've been put on these cancer drugs, you know, it's like I'm going all crazy like with the things I'm saying, you know what I mean? I've just had this vision that I'm talking to you from the future. And I'm telling you that it was temporary that Trump was in. It was temporary. But he started the change. He started the change of the new constitution, the new founding fathers law, that there's some great change to take place. Some great change. I'm talking to you from a time capsule from the future. And it's only short that he's back. But he does what he needs to do. Yeah, I'm laughing at his expression. I shouldn't laugh really, but the look on his face when he turned around and he said to everybody, what did he say? He said, well, I don't know what he was trying to say. It was quite funny, actually. He's quite dry, really, isn't he? But what you need to understand is this is temporary what's happening, and it's going to get very heavy. And I did say a few months ago, I said this last year as well, it's going to get very like ping pong backwards and forwards. But try not to get too wrapped up in it. But have faith knowing if you are an American citizen, that you are in for great change in the United States of America. And whatever's going to take place is going to go down in history. And it's got something to do with the map. It's got something to do with the map or great change to take place on your lands. New laws to be written. I believe that the founding fathers are on a... That needs to come out. It was jumping out in that one. They are unrested and they are coming back to sort justice out, to bring in justice. It will cause... There'll be mayhem. More trouble coming in Ukraine, and more trouble to rise within the Middle East. Watch for the north. When I say watch for the north, I want to go north. Is that north of Turkey or Africa? Great changes to happen. When the woman stands in the White House, there will be peace. There will be peace. You're going through a transition. Devil is on the rise. But the devil has to be on the rise to expose itself. 2028, great change to come this year. Great chaos to come this year. But 2028 will bring the peace. Did you see a white flash behind us? The spirit here. Got Elvis. I don't know why I've got Elvis here. He's coming in here with his white... Oh, it's not. It's my brother. My brother used to dress up as Elvis. Hello, Paul. Oh, I've got my great nana here. My great nana. I'll have to find a picture to show you. So she was in the turn of the century. She did the readings on Old Scotswood Road, and you're talking at the turn of the century, so it wasn't the done thing. She didn't just do the reading, she did like the laying out of the people who in the past. She was the midwife, she was the everything in the street. But you had to knock a certain way. Florence Jane, but they called her Florrie. Knock a certain way, like a knock on the back, the scullery of the kitchen to come in, and the pantry she would read the palm reading, the crystal ball. And I've got her here with Paul. He's with Nana as well. That's my Nana. And then great Nana. It's happening all over the world. All over the world. The UK will take great change. Famine, great potato famine, unhealed energy from Ireland. Stock up, my Irish friends. This will not be nuclear, but it will have us on our edge of our seats. It is a gold war, but we must prep. It is to do with fuel and light and heat. There will be blackouts. There will be power outages, should I say. So great Nana is shown me. She never comes through. She's never come through on a live before. Hello great Nana. Hello Henny. She's saying hello Henny. We've got Florrie here. Got Nana Florrie. She's shown us when she was a young lass. I mean, she would have been in the 1800s. Alright? And she's shown us that the rats, there's a lot of rats, right, in the streets. My nana used to make the stotty cake, right? So you'd have like the auger cooker, and we've got a famous bread in Newcastle, us Geordies, called the stotty cake. So it's like a flat bread, and the reason why it's actually based back from Viking times, okay? So the reason they call it stotty is because it was the leftover of the flour, and to see if it was cooked, they would start it off the floor, and if it bounced, it was cooked, and it was called a stotty cake. It's lovely. It really, really is. And but she's shown us that there was a problem with rats, and of course they live near the Tyne. So the Tyne is the River Tyne. We don't live far from the River Tyne. And you know, if you're born near the River Tyne, you're on the banks of the Tyne. You're a true Geordie, all right. And she's shown us that there's going to be a problem with rats. Now, my mother has just recently had all the pipework in the street all ripped up, and they're replacing the heating systems, and they're actually replacing them with plastic, which I don't agree, and that worries and concerns me for people's health. But that's what they're doing at the minute, the gas companies. But also, I think that there's going to be problems, and it was discussed that there was going to be problems with the sewage pipes in London. They're very, very old, and all over the UK, the north, there's going to be problems with sewage. My nana is shown as rats. My nana is shown as that we have to be careful. I need to see if there's a plague coming. Is there a plague coming? Yes. There's a virus coming from rats. We'll have to be careful. They reckon there's more rats, especially places like New York as well. Is this global, Nana? Yes. But obviously she's talking about the UK. We definitely need more cats. Well, my little Zizi, she's so tiny. Some of the rats I've seen down on the doon on the Tyne, as you would say, doon on the Tyne. They're huge. They're like massive. Like they're like a big cat, but their tails are huge. Like the sewage rats. I used to have pet rats. She's shaking her head, Nana. Great, Nana. She couldn't understand how I had pet rats, but I'm like that. I like unusual animals. And she's saying that there's scandals to come out with the councils in the UK. Again, great change to take place, and it's across the world. So it's the rot clearing. And each and every one of us, what's in this audience tonight, we are the light workers of Earth, the boots on the ground. Whatever reason you've come back to Earth, because we haven't all come back to change the planet. Some of us have come back just to heal old wounds, karmic roots, whatever, all right? But we are all assigned, we knew what was going to happen on this planet. And it is huge what is taking place for great technology to come in as well. Nana's like shaking her head there. She's got her pinny on. She was a big woman. Great Nana Florrie. She was a big woman. According to my Nana, she was 24 stone. And according to me Nana, her exact words were, "Never a smarter woman walked down Scotsward Road." And I've actually got a picture. I'll find it for the next time. She's got a great big hat on. You know how they dress up in the 1800s with their long dresses on. She lost many babies, many babies. And God bless my Nana, because my Nana was like a little mammy. She witnessed a lot of coffins of babies in coffins growing up. You know what I mean? She had all these brothers, and there's only so many brothers lived. Because back then there was all sorts of nasty things happening, and kids were dying with all sorts of things. You know what I mean? But it was different back then. You know, everything was different back then. My dad took a fit. I'm going off track here, aren't I? My dad was a big baby. According to my Nana, he was 12 pound born. My dad was 12 pound born. My Nana had him underneath the table when the Germans were bombing Newcastle over Vickers Armstrongs, right? Vickers Armstrongs is a factory where they built the tanks. And she was underneath the table with a stick in her mouth. Having my dad. Apparently he was really big. He was 12 pound born. And apparently the doctor turned up with instruments, and of course I've got my brother here, he's laughing his head off, he was dead dry, and my brother would say once round the Sunday tea table, she was telling this story, she would tell you it all the time, and my brother had said, was that with a violin, Nana, or was that with a piano? He was funny, do you know what I mean? But yeah, she told us that my dad was £12 born. She did, she told us when I was pregnant with Luke, I was absolutely freaked, but never mind. But big babies run in the family. I forgot what I was going to say now. God, I always do that. I go off track. But, God, what was I going to say? She was a really strong woman. And he had a spell. I forgot what I was going to say there. But anyway, she had this, she had my dad underneath the table, and my dad came into the world, and from then just everything changed, you know what I mean? It was my auntie Florence, she was a big baby, she was a twin. That was it. She was a twin, and she was £10. But my great nana was the one who was there with the delivery with my auntie Florence. And anyway, so my great nana helped nana, because I'm telling you my story here, aren't I? So my dad's called Louis, and my granddad was called Louis, but I never met him. And apparently my nana chased him away. Our exact words were that he spent all the rent money, and he was a whoremaster. Now, if anybody doesn't know what that means, I'll let you find that out, okay? But that's what she said my granddad was. And she hit him on the head with a brown nail bottle, and he never come back. And anyway, so back then in the 40s, there was no help for single parents. So she used to go out to work and work the bars of Scotswood Road. And she was a tough woman, my nana. And my great nana looked after my dad, my dad and my auntie Florence. And so apparently my dad, he had a fit when he was cutting a tooth, and he was a big baby. So she stuck the poker in the fire. This is what they did. She stuck the poker in the fire and scorched his leg to bring him out of his fit. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? And that's the type of thing they did back in them days. And he was fine. You know what I mean? He was absolutely fine. So great changes upon us. And I think that it's to do with medicine. It's to do with technology. But there's also things that you can never bring back. I mean, when my dad was a little boy, he remembers that the man would go around at night time and light the lamps with the lantern. Like the lamp man, he would light the lanterns at night time. And I love hearing all these tales, do you know what I mean? But these are things what will never come back, So we're going into new earth now. So it might be where you don't see children playing out like they used to play out. I mean, when my kids were little, I moved in here, you could leave the front door open. They would be playing out at the front, at the park, without playing football or on their little trikes. You don't see that no more. So you've got all them sad times have gone. I was a 70s kid. I would go out bike rides with jam sandwiches and go off all day and come back when it was dark. You don't see that anymore. So all of them times have gone. So, but we also are coming into new earth. But to get there is a fight going on behind the scenes. There is massive, huge change taking place. And you have to let them play this out. But we as the people will witness great, great change at the end of it all. Because this world has become too unfair, and it's been too unfair for a long, long time. Far too long. And I actually do feel quite sorry for the children now that they can't have what we had. Us, the 70s kids, you know, climbing trees and playing out all day and going on bike rides. They can't do that now because there's too many paedophiles running around and horrible people. It's a dangerous world that we're living in. There is cyber police to come. But where there is technology to come in, there is also going to be AI is going to come in and change Big Pharma. It's going to replace Big Pharma. I just want to end it there with my great nana saying that. Is there anything else that you can say? She's shown us the factories. Great change. And there was great change in the northeast. What the Tory party did, because they took down the mines. The mining here. We were actually a self-sufficient town with the fish and with being Newcastle and the Tyne and the river and the sea and the coal, and the Tories stopped that. She's saying Newcastle will rise again. Factories to change, great factories. More jobs to come after the recession. This is what she's saying. And Trump will come back. This is what she's saying. And he will bring, and if he's not coming back, it's set into place another Trump will come in. But there will be great change in the United States of America, and factories will be rebuilt. She's got her arms folded and she's got her penny on, you know. She's got her, imagine, and she's got like her sleeves rolled up, ready to make her starty cakes. And she's just so beautiful. Back then they would make children's clothes, you know. There was none of this rushing around and money and debt and taxes. Everybody just lived simple. They went to the corner shop. They didn't even have freezers. Everything was so simple. And she's actually saying it's modern day living what's brought in all these diseases. Because women back then weren't working so much. They were at home cooking, weren't they? Making meals and stuff like that. But the biggest change to come, and I'm going to leave this for the night, is going to be the food industry. There is a star of hope for not just the United Kingdom, not just for the United States of America, everywhere. It looks like the Star of Bethlehem. It's a beautiful star. It's the Venus star. Great changes to take place. And if we really knew what was in this world, we would be so shocked. What is going on? It's all about money. It's all about greed. One more thing. 3 big industries to fall. And that will be the sign the DS is falling. No later than February, March, April of next year, spring of next year. It's a big clean-up. It is happening. And it is biblical. I hope you have enjoyed that. Thank you, Nana. Thank you, great Nana. And Paul. Great changes upon us. I hope you have enjoyed that tonight. I'm going to call it a night. It's 10 to 1 in the morning because I've got to be at the hospital in the morning. And don't take offence to whatever, you know. what'll be'll be at the end of the day, and I'm just the girl what talks to the wall. And I hope you've enjoyed talking to my great nana tonight. Bit of a worry about the rats, isn't it? Good night, stay safe, wherever you all are around the world. This is your Psychic LG signing out. And I'll see you again soon. Now, how do I get out of here? I've got one more week to go. One more week to go. And then I'll be ringing my bell, guys. Yay! Good night, guys. I'll see you soon.